In this video, I'm going to test out several different products on what I would consider maybe the most problematic weed that I see late summer, even as we get into fall. This weed is the one that seems to take over yards. There's not chamber bitter, which is one that looks like a baby mimosa tree. That one can be a pain. Obviously, nutsedge still hanging around. That's a pain. There's other weeds that are a pain. Crabgrass can look horrible late summer. You may have doveweed in your yard. You may have goosegrass. You may have all kind of weeds, okay? But the one I'm thinking about is called Spurge. I'm going to show you Spurge. It's probably the one that if you have weeds growing in the crack of your driveway or in a gravel parking lot, I would say likely Spurge would be my first guess without seeing it. I'm going to show you what Spurge looks like in case you don't know. It can be confused with other weeds. The one that comes to mind is Lespedeza. They're not that hard to tell apart once you see them. So I'm going to show you Spurge, and I just want to spray several different products on patches of Spurge because I want to know which one of these products actually kills Spurge the fastest, the best, how long does it take, you know, all the things. I like to see it on video. I like to tell you on video, but I also like to know for myself. And oftentimes when I make a video, it sticks in my head. I was like, you know what? I remember making a video about that, and by far clearly the best product was this because it knocked it out in 3 days and it was dead. So we're gonna hopefully get those answers by the end of this video. Let me show you the weed, we'll show you the products, we'll spray it, we'll check back, and we'll see which one works the best. All right, here is the weed, Spurge. Look at it. It gets over here in the gravel, and it just keeps going. There's Spurge, and there's some more Spurge. And look here, we got some Spurge. If you get over here, we got Spurge. So it takes over. Now, if you got a nice, healthy lawn, I mean, it doesn't take over the lawn usually, but you can see here as I got over on this situation to the edge of this gravel, it's just, this is all Spurge. It's just a Spurge garden we're growing. So let me go get a few products mixed up. We're going to come back. I'll tell you the exact products we're spraying. We'll spray it, and I want to see if we can knock this weed out. Let me just say this about Spurge. One of the things that makes it a pain is I feel like when it gets in the yard, it just multiplies so quickly. So you have a little bit, a few small plants, or maybe you don't even see it, and it's like 3 weeks later, it's like, wow, there's just Spurge everywhere. So sometimes in that situation, a blanket application is really, really good because you're knocking out the ones you see and maybe the ones that you don't see. All right, so what I did, I took some flags and marked the different plots of Spurge that we looked at. I want to show you some of the products. Part of this is to introduce you to the products, but another part is I want to know which one's going to work the best, and it's not meant to like set one product up to look great and show another one that's going to look terrible. I don't exactly know which one's going to do the best. I have some ideas, but anyway, here's what we got mixed up. So I've got Celsius and Certainty mixed up in one tank. That's a combo I use a lot, especially when the weather's hot, and the Celsius is going to do most of the work on this, if not all the work, but I just keep Certainty mixed in there with it because that's a combo I use a lot. Blindside, this is sulfentrazone and metsulfuron, and I'm expecting big things from that. Should get some very fast results with sulfentrazone. Another one I've got Tribute Total and Dismiss. Now I usually use that combo for Dallas grass. It's like my grassy weed combo that causes some damage to the turf sometimes with the Dismiss, depending on how heavy you spray it. In this situation, I'm not as worried about that. So it's not like a combo I would just recommend, like, oh, go spray that on Spurge, but I already got it mixed up, so we want to see what it does. I expect good results on that. Another one is Southpaw. It's a fairly new product. It's got dicamba, metsulfuron, as well as sulfosulfuron, if I said that right, same active ingredient as Certainty in here, which is a sedge chemical, but should get some good results. I'll be curious to see how well it performs. And now I went ahead and threw a homeowner grade product in here. We got Ortho Weed Be Gone, and we're going to try it out as well. And then I actually have one last plot, which is just straight up glyphosate, which is the active ingredient in Roundup. So we got a lot of plots to check out. Hopefully these are some products that you can become familiar with, and we'll just see how they do on a very common broadleaf weed. right, my job is to get them sprayed now. I've already got them marked. I'll spray them. I'm not going to show that part on the video. We're going to come back and then we're going to check, see how fast they work, and then ultimately how well they work. I don't think it's going to take that long. The weather's pretty warm still, so I think we're going to get some pretty quick results, but it's not a race. I just want to see which ones work the best, and if one of them just totally doesn't work, we need to know that as well. We're 3 days in after the application. Let's check out the results and see what we got. The video's not over, okay? We're just looking at initial results. We're going to come back. I will say we had a huge rain, but it was like probably 24 hours after the application, so I don't think that had much effect at all, but let's see what we got to look at. Number one up here, well, I tell you what's always a good practice is to look at one that hasn't been sprayed. So there's untreated Spurge, and then you got this one. You can tell the difference. I can definitely tell the difference, and you can see here what's written on the flag: glyphosate. So very fast results with the glyphosate, not really surprising at all. Number two, we got Blindside. Also pretty fast results with the Blindside. Not quite as dramatic as the glyphosate, but extremely impressive for a I almost said non-selective herbicide. That would be glyphosate. That means kills whatever. Selective herbicide, Blindside. Actually, that weed might have gotten away a little bit and is going to get some blindsided as well. What we got next? We have got Weed Be Gone. Now this was the homeowner product there we saw from the big box store, and not as good of results, but again, I'm not judging it yet. It's too early to tell, and not as quick of results, I guess you'd say. Anything with dismiss in it's probably going to give us some pretty fast results. This was the tribute dismiss. I say that, and this, you see some yellowing out here, but not as visible results as the Blindside. Now this one does have some pretty visible results. This was the Celsius Uncertainty. Some areas not as much, like over there it doesn't look as much, but over here a little bit more dramatic results. And lastly we got Southpaw. You know, got some stuff going on, nothing to write home about necessarily. See how that weed's wilting from the Southpaw. So again, it's not a race, but I did want to just see something happen, and so it's been 3 days. If it would have been 3 days, 95 degrees, we're actually going through a little cool spell, which is great at the time of this video. So it's not quite as hot, which is probably going to slow things down a little bit. But anyway, getting some good results. We're going to check back later. We're about a week after the application. Let's look at the results. I still want to give it a little bit more time to give one or two of these a chance to work, but let me show you what it looks like after 1 week. All right, starting from the end down here, well, actually, let's look at the untreated Spurge. Grass been mowed, so there's some brown stuff, but this was actually the glyphosate. So you can see where the Spurge and Bermuda grass crept out here, and the Spurge is brown. It basically killed it. So not far behind is the Blindside. Extremely good results with the Blindside. I mean, I was next up, Weed Be Gone. Did a little bit, but honestly not doing a great job on the Spurge. Spurge is a tough one to kill sometimes. With the wrong product it is. Tribute Total, seems like it's coming on a little bit better with the dismiss. Slow, so this one I want to give a little bit more time to. Celsius Uncertainty, pretty good results. I would say not quite as good as the Blindside yet, but again, these are the two I want to give a little bit more time because again, it's not a race. And then lastly, we had the Southpaw. I would say really encouraging results as well in Southpaw. I'm gonna give this a few more days, check back one more time, see how the Tribute, the Celsius Certainty combo, how those look in a few more days, and we'll wrap up the video. Well, it's time to wrap up the Spurge video. Let's take a look at the final results we've got. I've given it several more days after the last checkup, and I want to see what it looks like now. There's our healthy Spurge, untreated green Spurge. Here is our glyphosate in this gravel here. You can see it killed the Bermuda grass, it killed the Spurge. Total domination. Here's the Blindside. Almost as much domination as you got with the glyphosate. I will say there is a little bit of green plant in there, but that would be extremely good results with the Blindside. Weed Be Gone, there is some results here, but honestly not great results on this one. So you can see, you know, different places, maybe I apply a little bit too light in some areas, but did get some results. The Tribute Dismissed got off to a slow start, but did start to kick in a little bit here, you know, and did get some
pretty decent control with that. This is one I was glad we gave it a few more days, the Celsius certainty. You can see after a few more days, it really started to kick in and did an excellent job of controlling as well. And lastly, the Southpaw, I would say excellent control. Once again, you can see green Bermuda grass. There is a little bit of green on the Spurge, but very good control with that as well.
So what are we trying to draw from this? Well, one, I want to know that which products work, and you got to see it with your own eyes on the video. Another thing is Spurge is a challenging weed, not like it's the hardest weed ever to control, but what I've been told is it can actually just drop thousands of seeds, you know, so it just multiplies so quickly. So that's why it just takes over a lawn. So oftentimes a blanket application is helpful when you're dealing with a weed like Spurge. One other point, not to turn our nose down at the homeowner grade product there, because it could be useful in some situations. But honestly, the big advantage of that is it comes in a ready to spray bottle, because your cost per application, I would bet you, was significantly higher for that than most other products here. Now there may be an exception there with the Tribute and maybe in the Celsius 30, but if I had to crunch the numbers, I would say it's probably was the most expensive product that I sprayed here. Now again, some may have a little bit challenge with that because the bottle might have cost $7 or $5, I don't know. But when you run the numbers as far as the cost per application, then it is more expensive. For somebody in the business like me, we're looking at the cost per application, not necessarily the cost of the bottle. So I hope this has been helpful for you. If you want to get in weed control and fertilization like me, there's resources out there, lawncarelife.com. One I want to mention is the 12-month mentoring program. I have a one-year mentoring program that helps people make that jump into the weed control and fertilization side of the business, specifically with warm season grasses. If that's something that you want to do and you need help and you want a mentor, then go down to the first link in the description, book a free 15-minute call with me. Let's see if it's a fit. If you don't want to do that and you want to buy the video course, the Weed Control and Fertilization Academy, then you can do that. Those resources are at lawncarelife.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.